Check 1 2, y'all. It's time. It is time once again. Yeah, man. I done left your boy alone for the longest, man, but it's time to low-key go in on homie. Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. I know I got listeners that fuck with Shawn James, man. So I'm gonna be gentle. I'm gonna be gentle, boy, because Shawn James is a character, man. I think some cats have alluded to him having some sort of learning disability or some sort of, I don't know, there's something going on with homeboy, man, which kind of tells me that people want him to be like hands off. Hands off Shawn James. He's got issues. He has some sort of mental thing going on. I don't know. No one's ever really shared any of this info with me, so I don't really know what's going on with Shawn James. To me, it's obvious that something is amiss. Something is, man. I sit back and I just peep homeboy, man. I be like, there's actually people listening to homeboy, man. There's actually people that's actually like taking his word as the gospel on certain things, man. Especially the whole beta male and simp angle. Shawn James does a lot of content where he puts the term beta male and simp in the title. And I can see what's going on here. You know, Professor X knows what's going on here, man. This is a futile, blatant attempt for Shawn James to try his best on a subliminal, subconscious level to distance himself from the beta male and simp energy, the beta male and simp character, the beta male simp label. That's what Shawn James is doing each time he goes ahead and he posts some sort of story about a beta male and a simp. Oh, he loves to make accusatory statements or accusatory stories about beta males and simps. I mean, every time you turn around, Shawn James is talking about beta males and simps, beta males and simps, beta males and simps. When anybody with just an ounce or a shred of discernment can look at Shawn James and know he is a beta male, and if he got a hold of the right broad, well, I wouldn't even say the right broad. I would dare I say any broad can turn Shawn James into a simp, man. Ooh, hey, I have to be gentle. I have to be gentle for my crew members that rock with him. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So in this little ditty, man, we are going to analyze and critique something that just cracked me up, man. Because once again, I'm thinking to myself, people are actually listening to homeboy, man. It's like, what, really? I'm like, boy, okay. I got some time out today, man. I could use a little bit of laughter, some chuckles. The title of his video, his show that he just did, is Why Simps Driving By in the Boomin System in the Summer Fail to Impress Women. Once again, let's read that again. Why Simps Driving By in the Boomin System in the Summer Fails to Impress Women. Go check it out in its entirety. Yeah, man, go ahead and check it out in its entirety, man. Feel free to sign up. Yeah, Big Mike is, I tells no lies, man. I'm going to tell y'all the truth on this shit. This shit was hilarious. Let's start the show. Once again, fair use. We are going to critique and analyze Shawn James and his stellar analysis of men and women, Pookie and Ray Ray, Shaquita, and hood culture. Let's peep it.
It's getting warmer out here, and you're going to see a lot of these black and Hispanic males driving around in these late model cars that cost anywhere from $300 to $2,000 with a $3,000 set of rims and this $5,000 to $10,000 stereo system with large subwoofers and giant speakers playing either loud gangster rap or loud Spanish music. And many of the guys who drive around in these boom cars or play stereos super loud in their apartments, they primarily are doing this during the summer because they want to impress some big butt woman who is wearing a $7 sundress and a pair of flip-flops, and they think that this is the best way to get her attention.
All right, time out. I know I said I'm going to go easy, but Shawn, man, bruh, you could do well to holler at Kevin Samuels. You need an image consultant, sir. Y'all know I'm going to go in on that haircut, nigga. That Richard Roundtree hairline with that flat top, man, it's just... All right, okay. This is what I got to ask my nigga, man. Like, have you ever had an older model car with a Boomin system, with gaudy, shiny rims, Shawn? Have you ever had that? Have you ever, like, actually pumped that shit up to 100 and drove down the avenue with it clean and the interior smelling good? Have you ever done that? Have you ever actually, like, stopped at the gas station, man, and you got freaks all outside, man, in the flip-flops and in the sundress? Have you ever actually done that? Do you really know what the fuck you're talking about? Are you trying to say that me pulling up in an old school 1976 Chevy Impala with saw blade rims and an Alpine system is not going to get a bitch attention? Well, Shawn, I have to differ with you, sir. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You really don't. No, sir. In the animal kingdom, that's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? The cat that is the most colorful. I mean, you see pimps do it all the time, man. Pimps they are the most gaudy and they are the most boisterous out there when it comes to actually getting a chick's attention. They got the most gaudy, boisterous personalities known to man. And you see it exemplified in their dress and in their rides. These things get women's attention. But dare I say, looking and observing Shawn James, you can tell he has no idea. He has no clue what the fuck he's talking about. He's never had an older model car with shiny rims. He's never banged this system so hard, man, that you can hear it from like 2 city blocks. And he's never seen a broad rubberneck when he drove by bumping his shit. I'm an old head, man. I mean, I don't do that shit anymore. But when I was a youngster, oh my goodness. And you know, I have to be honest, man. Every now and then, if I see something that's looking good walking down the street, boy, I'll put in my best. I'll go through my iTunes playlist and play my hardest shit imaginable. Yeah, and I'll drive by slow. I'm letting her know. I'm looking at you. I'm looking. Now, when I was coming up in the game, oh yeah, I came up on a lot of chicks that way. Yes, I did. But, you know, what do I know? Y'all go ahead and listen to Shawn James. Because, you know, he's obviously a player supreme. So let's continue. Fair use.
However, if those men did a little bit of critical thinking, they could soon see that these gestures to get her attention are just completely futile and basically make them look like a fool.
Shawn, how do you know that? I'm trying to figure out, who is he talking to? Is he talking to the broads out there? Is he talking to other squares and lames? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who is Shawn talking to? And how is he coming to this conclusion? Let's go.
Now, many of these guys who are playing the booming systems and playing the giant stereos, Again, they think they are impressing these females out here, but most of those females wearing the $7 sundress and the flip-flops, they are not impressed by these guys.
Number one, it's not really about impressing the chick, man. It's really just about getting their attention. That's really what it comes down to. Once again, in the animal kingdom, when it comes to mating, I mean, when you look at birds, I mean, the operative term here is peacocking. I'm pretty sure you've heard that by pickup artists. Being as loud and as colorful as possible to get the female's attention. That's all it is, nothing more, nothing less. A closed mouth don't get fed. You gotta let a broad know that you in the game, right? Okay. Get your shit right, Shawn.
Who are going out here driving the late model car with the $3,000 rims and the $15,000 stereo, because the most of those women know that this guy is a simp. And the reason why that woman knows that guy is a simp is because he is going to extremes to get her attention. And those extremes that he's going to get her attention show her that this guy has no social skills.
Once again, the operative word here, boy, he loves to throw around that word simp, man. I mean, using his logic, then pretty much every pimp that's ever stepped on the blade is a goddamn simp. Because that's what pimps do. Pimps advertise. They're loud. In every stretch of their imagination. In every way possible. Using his logic, pimps have no social skills. And we know that's a lie. Pimps are the king of social skills. They are the kings of the gift of gab. Shawn doesn't know shit. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. He's basically stating that because you riding around in a nice whip, you are a simp, and the broad that's looking at you in a nice whip equates you as being a simp. Oh my God. Y'all, please don't listen to Shawn. Don't listen to Shawn, man. You know, I mean, come on, man. I've seen broads just totally melt just because you was riding around in something nice. Now, don't complain when you get a chick that's superficial and it ain't about shit, but that's not the point here. The point is you got the broad's attention. Now, whatever you do with her attention from then on out, I mean, that's up to you. Now, granted, you're not going to get no quality woman by doing that more than likely. But when you get some play, let's proceed.
And most of all, he has no game. Because a guy with game does not need to go out here and make a lot of noise to get the attention of a woman. No, only a simp does this because a simp has no confidence in it.
Shawn, goddammit, man, we are waiting on your receipts to show your game. To show how solid you are in the world of game. You with all this beta male and all this simp, beta male, simp, beta male, we know that you are subliminally trying to extricate yourself from the label. You know deep down inside that you are a beta male and a simp. You know this. You know this. You know this. You know this. But you produce content where you castigate and you basically talk about beta males and simps. I know what you're doing, Shawn. Stop it. It's not a good look, sir. All right? And you sitting up here talking about who's got game and who ain't got game. You are insulting individuals that's really been out here on the concrete, man, 10 toes down, actually participating in game. You are sitting in your house talking shit, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Himself, he has no masculine presence.
And
he needs attachments to get the attention of a female, and he thinks that these attachments are the thing that are going to get her to get a look at him. but really she's looking at the spectacle he's presenting, and when she looks at that spectacle, she's really not impressed by him. So you're...
Oh my God, man. Jesus Christ, man. What it really sounds like right here is just Shawn is he's just hating, man. He's hating on youngsters, maybe even old heads, man, that actually participate in this activity. I think that he has some sort of disdain for cats that actually ride around in sharp whips, banging they shit, man. I mean, I still ride around banging my shit, right? Not as much as I used to. I mean, since I'm an older gentleman now, I don't really get into a lot of loud music, man. But bruh, when the weather is right and the ladies is out looking good, oh yeah, man, I participate. And this goes against his narrative if you not having any social skills. If you don't have any sort of social skills, you're not trying to get no attention of no broad. Why are you trying to get the attention of a broad if you have no social skills? I mean, yeah, you can ride around banging and booming and shit, but if you ain't willing to take it to the next level and spit at her once you catch her eye, I mean, what's the point? What is the use? Sometimes you just want to ride around and bang just to bang. Ain't got shit to do with no chick. You just want to get loose. But I doubt Shawn James has ever had that feeling. Somehow, some way, I get the impression that Shawn has never done this. And he can't appreciate opening up that sunroof, rolling them windows down, getting that air moving, that breeze, that nice summer breeze going through, hitting that cherry air freshener, man, that's attached to your rear view mirror, and cranking that shit up to 100, Negro. Somehow I get the feeling that Shawn has never done this. Yet he's speaking as if he's an authority on... let's continue.
Simp is out here, he's thinking, oh, I will play this music super loud and it'll get this woman's attention. But oftentimes, the only people paying attention to him are female predators who are looking to take advantage of him because they know that this is a weak dude, and they know that this is a dude who practically has no life skills and no...
Whew. Okay, so what if you attract a female predator? I think a female predator would be synonymous with just basically a hood chick, a thought, a hoe. And I'm saying what the problem is. I think that's what do you think all of this is about, Shawn? All right, you don't necessarily drive around booming like that to try and catch you a Harvard professor, okay? You're not driving around banging and booming, man, because you're trying to find an astrophysicist, nigga. You trying to find you a little shorty to get it in with, man. And yeah, some of them may be predatory. Some of them may not be. But I am very, very amused at the fact that you talk about individuals having no life skills who participate in this, man. And it's obvious, cousin. It is obvious that, once again, you are projecting. Shawn, stop projecting, man. Everyone can see it. And I wish individuals that rock with you or fuck with you on your channel, man, would just talk to you about it. But something tells me you're hard-headed. You ain't gonna listen. If you have individuals that's really cool with you, man, they let you know. Stop all this projecting, Shawn. Fair use, nigga.
Social skills, because any critical thinking man who looks at this dude will say to themselves, this is not a guy who is really understands how to get the attention of women, because a guy who understands how to get the attention of women understands he doesn't need to make a lot of noise to get her attention. No, he just needs to just be there and have his masculine presence, his masculine energy, and have the confidence to just be himself. He does not need some gimmick to get a woman's attention, and that's primarily what these boom cars and booming systems are.
Shawn, we are awaiting your theory and your method of how to attract women this summer. That's what we are waiting on. Since you got the answers, Since you're basically stating that people who do this, who participate in this summer ritual, because that's exactly what it is. It's a ritual. Everybody know what time it is, man. When the spring and the summer hit, you get your whip tight, you clean it, you get your system right, you get your kicks right, you get your gear right. You got to look good for the broads. You got to smell good for the broads. You got to get your whip tight for the broads. Love it, like it, hate it, whatever. This is what's going on, man. This is the reality of the situation. This is how you catch the attention. This is how you catch her eye. But I don't know what Shawn is talking about here. Maybe Shawn wants you cats to go out there in a Ford Pinto. Playing I don't know, AM radio. Maybe he don't want you to say a goddamn thing. Keep your mouth shut. You know, I don't know. How are you supposed to get a woman's attention? Once again, we talking about just basic broads. Just a basic broad, okay? We're not going out here banging hard to find astrophysicist females, okay? Even though a case could be made that, you know, some of these females could get wet by peeping the energy of a brother that's riding around doing this. Trust me, I've done the homework on it. And a square broad of that caliber, you know, it's more than likely she's going to get wet for an individual who's rebellious. And you riding around with a nice whip, banging some nice shit, man, you know, that screams rebellion. But once again, you know, we're waiting on Shawn's receipts to show his stellar game. We would like for him to express and show us the proper way to get a woman's attention and exude masculinity this summer.
They are a gimmick that a simp uses because he doesn't know how to approach women. He doesn't know how to talk to women, and he doesn't have any game when women approach him. So he's thinking that he can play Mr. Big and Bad in the boom car, but really most women are laughing at this guy because they know that this guy is someone they just can't take seriously.
Shawn, where your receipts, Shawn? Come on, man. I mean, you're doing a lot of talking, man. But from my viewpoint, man, it's obvious you don't know what you're talking about, cousin. It's just obvious. Let's go. Fair use.
And the reason why a lot of those women just don't take that guy seriously is because they look at this guy and can see that this man really does not know how to really manage money very well. Because when you have a dude out here who is spending $3,000 on some rims and spending a bunch of $15,000 on a stereo for...
Oh my God, man. Show and Prove and Shine knows jack shit about female nature. Really? You think that females are looking at someone in an expensive car with expensive rims and an expensive system, and you think the first thing that's going through her mind is he doesn't know how to manage money? Shot. We all know that women are the most superficial and frivolous things walking the planet, man. They give less than two fucks about anything like that. What's going through her mind is, ooh, he must got bread. Even though we know dudes that's broker than a son of a bitch that's wearing the finest threads and riding around in the nicest whips, but they ain't got a dime really to their name. But in the mind of a woman, shit, man. All she can think about is, ooh, he must got bread. He must got money. Shawn's sitting here telling y'all the opposite of the truth. He actually sitting here saying a woman is looking at a dude with a ride like that and saying, ooh, he don't know how to manage money. Yeah, if you come across, like I said, a geologist or astrophysicist or a lawyer or a judge or, you know, a very, very established woman who's put a lot of money into her education, who's just totally on some different shit when it comes to the maturity of a woman. But let's just be honest, man. How many women out there that you know are actually mature? How many women out there are actually going to have that sort of thought process when they look at a dude who's riding around in something nice and think he doesn't know how to manage his money? No, if anything, they're thinking, ooh, he must have money. He must have bread. Therefore, I might want to holler at homeboy. Remember, when it comes right down to it, a woman's main modus operandi is money, assets. I mean, seriously, Shawn, no one's like cruising the hood, banging their shit in their shiny rims, looking for an astrophysicist, geologist, judge, lawyer type career broad, okay? Stop it, Shawn. Kill the shenanigans, man, all right? You sound ridiculous. We all know what this is. You're riding around banging your shit, man. You know, you're looking for Shaquita with the $7 dress and the flip-flops, man. And like it or not, this method has been pretty effective in catching her eye, starting a conversation, and getting it in. I'm pretty sure you've never done this, though. Just by your overall vibe, struck me as a brother with a whole lot of GAME. Shawn, you don't know shit, sir. Stop it. Fair use, let's get it.
For a $2,000 car at best, what he's doing is showing he's not really fit to be a leader, because when women look at a man that they're taking seriously, they look at the way he spends his money, and when they see a dude out here spending money on parts for a Boomin system or a giant stereo in his house, they know that this dude is not very fiscally responsible, because here's a guy driving around in a $2,000 car at best, and he's got $18,000 worth of stereo and speakers in that car. And if he's gone out here and had things like fiberglass done to the dash and to the speakers and the inside, he's got almost $20,000 plus into this vehicle. And this vehicle, if it gets totaled, he's not going to get any of that money back, because once the insurance company takes a look at that car.
Spoken like a true egghead, man. Spoken like a true egghead, man. Shawn, you got to get out that house, man. Seriously, you got to get out that house, bro. Let's go.
And sees that it's totaled, they're going to only give you maybe $2,000 or maybe even $500, and that just shows how fiscally irresponsible this simp is, and it leaves a really bad impression on the female who looks at him and just sees a little overgrown child, because only a child thinks that spending this type of money this way is some sort of fiscally responsible thing to do.
I can give you a pass on that one, man. I mean, if I had $1 for every brother I knew, and of course, if you come up in the dope game, I mean, you see dudes doing this shit all the time, man. I've seen dudes, man, just buy whips like it ain't shit, man. You know what I mean? I mean, they would just get a new whip every like 6 months. You know, they would get a new whip, they would trick it out just to ride around in it for a little bit, right? And then once the novelty of it wore off, yeah, they'd get a new one. They'd sell it, or they junk it, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I can give you a pass on that one. Yes, it is fiscally irresponsible sometimes. That is, unless the money that you invested in it, you can get your money back by selling it. I knew dudes that did that. But of course, you know, we're basically talking about how women respond to the shit, man. And I've already said this already on this podcast, man. It really just depends on the type of female that you aiming for, bro. No, a really mature woman is not going to be so much wowed and impressed by this. But trust and believe, the majority of women out here, they gonna rubberneck, man. You ride around in something nice, playing something that she like to hear, she gon', yeah. Odds are real likely she gonna give you some play, man, if you catch her looking. Let's go. Fair use.
So when a woman looks at these guys on the street in their Boomin systems, or hears these guys playing their stereo super loud in these apartments, she really does not see a man. She just sees an overgrown child. Because what many of these guys who drive the Boomin systems and play the stereo super loud don't really think about critically is the fact that this black woman or this Hispanic woman is going to work every day. And as she's going to work every day at one of these jobs, she is around these white men. And as she's on this job with this white man who gave her that full-time job where she's working for 8 hours, she is primarily seeing a white man who is driving around in a Lexus, a Mercedes, a BMW, a Cadillac that is fully paid for. So how is it that you're going to impress this female by driving around in this late model car that's possibly 15 to 20 years old, and it's got this $20,000 stereo in it and these $3,000 to $4,000 rims on it?
Once again, don't knock it till you try it. And then we're talking about the maturity level of the individuals that's actually driving around in these rides, man. Look, man, I got stories of all sorts of females, man, who may be professional, who've got college degrees or whatever, who, they falling for the hobosexual. And the hobosexual is nothing but an individual, like Shawn would proclaim, who is immature, who really doesn't have any aim and focus in life, and he sits up in a broad house, eating all the King Vitamin cereal, playing the Xbox and the PlayStation. But, I mean, his sole purpose is just to really deliver the pipe. And it's this kind of cat that's actually got the Boomin system with the late model car. Shacked up and living with the so-called female that's mature, that's working in corporate America. So Shawn doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's over here talking about how these females are shunning individuals or shunning dudes with this thought process that's riding around with late model cars banging. Man, do you know how many females I know that's actually falling for niggas like that? Come on, Shawn. Stop it, man. Stop it. I mean, that's what the whole Pookie and Ray Ray debate is about, right? Cats can't understand why females who got all of their shit together would actually fall for individuals who are so immature as a street nigga. And keep in mind, I'm not really what you would call a street nigga. I'm a glorified hybrid. I'm a square/street nigga, man. My mom's side of the family was street. My dad's side of the family was square. So, I got the best of both worlds, man. I can travel in both circles with ease. Fair use. Let's listen to some more shit from Shawn James. Fair use.
When she's going to work at one of these jobs with this white man who is driving around in a brand new luxury vehicle and can sign her paycheck. That's a critical question I want to ask all of those simps out here who are driving around in the Boom cars that only cost maybe $2,000 at best, and have, again, $3,000 rims and a $20,000 stereo in it. How are you going to impress that female who works at that job, who's walking around in your neighborhood in the $7 sundress and the $1 pair of flip-flops if she's going to a job where she's seeing this white man who is stepping out of a brand new vehicle that cost anywhere from $20,000 to $80,000 and even maybe $100,000. How is it you're going to impress her when she sees that white man coming out of a brand new ride and the ride is sparkling and brand new? That is something that
he's kind of like stepping on his own toes here. What Shawn is saying here, he's saying that your ride, your older model car ride, doesn't hold up to the white man's newer model ride, his newer model automobile. But yet still, he's still tapping into the same sort of thought process that's going to get you play from a female in the first place. They want and need to get with the man who has the best toys. So all we're talking about here is degree and scale here. Let's say you have a female, right? And you got three gentlemen. Like I said earlier, I said, you got a dude, he's riding around in a Ford Pinto, a rust bucket. Then you got another guy who's riding around in an older model 76 Chevy Impala, saw blade rims, banging system. Then you got an individual who's riding around in a 2021 Beamer. Yeah, granted, the female that sees the guy riding around in a nice, clean 2021 Beamer, she's going to hold that dude in a little bit more higher regard or higher esteem than the other two individuals that's riding around in the Pinto and the 76 Chevy Impala that's tricked out. But yet and still, the female that's actually looking at the dude with the 76 Impala saw blade rims is tricked out, she's looking at him or elevating him above the dude that's got the rust bucket Ford Pinto. So it's all about degree and it's all about scale here. Him bringing up somebody with a better vehicle or a more expensive ride, really it shoots his argument in the goddamn foot. Because you having that 76 Caprice or Impala tricked out with the saw blade rims, that's one of the main reasons you doing that is, get the ladies' attention. Let's make no mistake about it, man. You want to look nice and you want to floss, man, but at the end of the day, you doing that to get a female's attention, man. And Shawn's argument that, you got white men who have newer model vehicles or newer model cars that's going to trump your older model car, it's irrelevant. Bottom line, females fuck with whoever got the best and the most expensive toys, man. Shit. So him bringing up that extra shit about the white man who's got the best ride, the shit, it's irrelevant. Only thing you're doing, Shawn, is you're solidifying my case here. And you're shooting yourself in the foot, homie.
Many of your black males and your Hispanic males who go out here and drive the boom cars and play the stereos loud never really think about, because they're still stuck in the neighborhood and they have a neighborhood mindset. So they're sitting there thinking, oh, this will get her attention, but it will never get her attention because she's already seen a white man who is out here driving a brand new car, so she's not impressed by you or any of the noise that you make. In fact, when she looks at you, she sees a nuisance, and she sees a child who is being a nuisance. She does not see.
Shawn's projecting here. I'm gonna cut this shit short, man. I think I've said enough. Gone halfway through the video. Shawn's projecting, man. When he's out and about, I'm pretty sure, these are his thoughts. I sincerely doubt that Shawn has actually sit down and actually had conversations with women and females regarding this topic. I sincerely doubt that. Oh my God, man. Shawn, what we gonna do with you, man? Seriously, man, you need an image consultant, bro. You need an image. I mean, I am no Denzel Washington, and I ain't really what you would call no fashion plate. But come on, Shawn, man, you projecting, man. Everything that you do, you projecting with this beta male and this simp shit. And now you talking about, the Boomin system in the late model cars and how it's just futile and, you look ridiculous riding around in this shit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, at some point, you do have some individuals that take it too far. They become caricatures. They become walking stereotypes, yes. But for the most part, man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Shawn. you don't know what you're talking about, homie. But yeah, check it out. This is Big Mike, Almighty Triple XL, coming at y'all live and direct, Max City Limits Radio Show. If you liked what you heard here, and more than likely you probably didn't, you know what I mean, especially if you a fanboy of Mr. James, you can go ahead and visit my Patreon, www.patreon.com/Max City Limits. Go to Patreon and type in Max City Limits, man, and I'm going to give you receipts, man. I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you about things that actually work. Things that's actually going on. I'm going to hit y'all with some real live shit up in my Patreon, man. These are not things that I learned through books or listening to YouTube videos. For 20 years, I've been 10 toes down on the blade out here in these streets messing with these scalawags, nigga. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. So, yes, if you're trying to attract a scholarly woman, if you're trying to attract a career-minded, mature woman, you riding around in something like that and banging, you might be in a nuisance to a female of that nature. But for the most part, bruh, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that to attract no woman of that caliber. This is for jump-offs, man. We trying to attract jump-offs. Stop it, Shawn. And you wouldn't know that, man. Shawn couldn't even get a jump off if he tried. But anyway, Big Mike, Almighty Triple XL. I was gentle as I could be. Once again, hey, give a shout outs to my boy Blade and my boy RH for those cash apps for that $100 joint and that $200 joint. Once again, that money's going to good use. Extremely good use. Appreciate it. And for the rest of the crew, feel free to cash at me, if this show has been entertaining and you learn a little something, feel free to go ahead and donate to a brother. I appreciate it. Big Mike, Almighty Triple XL, coming at y'all live and direct, Max City Limits Radio Show. And I'm out.